Stand up and fight rings around Thomond Park, and that's exactly what Munster are here to do on the 5th anniversary of Anthony Foley's death. A side once again ringing of changes to the starting 15. Kilcoyne, Scannell and Ryan reuniting that front row. Tadhg Beirne making his first appearance at lock alongside Jean Klein, with Peter O'Mahony, Chris Clute and Gavin Coombs in the back row. Casey and Joey Carberry keep their place at half back. Keith Earls a surprise selection somewhat at outside centre, given what happened the last day, with a back three of Conway, Zebo and Mike Haley. That's headed line out. Confirmation of the replacements bench as well. Well, Andy Friend admitted he might have overtrained his squad in the run-up to the Dragons last weekend, and he's freshened up inside. The front row remains the same of Burke, Heffernan and Beelum. Niall Murray comes into that second row alongside Ultan Dillane, with Conor Oliver into the back row to start an open side flanker. All eyes in the battle between the 10s. Jack Carty going head-to-head with Joey Carberry. A welcome return for Bundy Aki in the centre alongside Sammy Arnold, with a back three of Porch, Hansen and O'Halloran. That's how they line out. Papa Lee on the bench for Connacht, and the stage almost set. Andy Friend looking on, I'm sure hoping his side turn up with a better performance than they put in against the Dragons last weekend, to undo all the good work that was done against the Bulls, where they were so confident, so at ease with each other, and a performance really that deserved the victory. That fell apart last weekend, and they are here to make amends. 75% capacity, Thomond Park. Donald Lennon is alongside me. The atmosphere absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it is, and you know, he had that poignant moment before the Munster team went in. There was you know, just a clip put together on Anthony Foley on the 5th anniversary of his passing. The players are very conscious of that. There was a lovely moment before the match. Connacht captain Jack Carty presenting a number 8 jersey, a Connacht number 8 jersey to Peter O'Mahony, and that's the respect that Axel has held, and you know, his memory will always remain very strong here in Thomond Park. He's just part and parcel of the DNA of Munster rugby.
I saw his son as well score a try for Munchins during the week at schoolboy, so a chip off the old block, obviously. Yeah,
I think both of his sons are involved in St. Munchins, where Anthony was a schoolboy star, played with the Irish schoolboys, captain Munchins. So I'm quite sure he'd be really proud of those two young lads and how they're progressing, and you know, his wife Olive, of course, and all her thoughts here this evening. Yeah, fantastic, and great to see this man back. Tadhg Beirne, scrum cap on, which means he means business, and we are set to go. The first inter-pro of the season. Donald, you've played in these. There are special moments in the Irish game. It's confirmation of a referee, Chris Busby from the IRFU. Frank Murphy and Paul Haycock inside him, and Brian McNeese are Timo. Special occasions in the Irish calendar. Yeah, they are, and it's great to see the sides, you know, with most of their stars back in the side. Of course, there's a new format to the URC this year. There's actually a league within the league, so this is the first shield match, if you like, the first game between the Irish provincial side, so it takes on even more significance. Yeah. Let's see how they go.
Okay, behind, please, Green.
All eyes on the battle of the 10s. Jack Carty in the centre of the pitch to get us underway against Joey Carberry. The right to back up Jonathan Sexton, I'm sure, in the Ireland squad internationals for November. Very much on the line here. It won't be decided tonight. Perhaps we'll go a big way towards persuading Andy Farrell of who the merit lies between.
Stay on.
First touch for Casey, made his league debut against Connacht back in 2019, and what a couple of years he's had. First kick for his, finds touch, he was inside his 22. Frank Murphy's flag is up, and we'll have our first line out of the game.
Yeah, Casey's had a great start to the season, player of the match here in the opening game against the Sharks, and you know, looking to impose himself. You've Caelan Blade on the Connacht side. He's been in a huge battle with Kieran Marmion on the bench tonight. Kieran Blade, I think, one of Connacht's most consistent performers over the past number of seasons.
First line out, straight down the barrel, no problem for Blade. Look at that beautiful ball to Carty, he loves that, and look at the line break from Hansen, and a slip to Bundy Aki, and this is brilliant Connacht rugby inside the first minute. Superb break from the line out. Attacking, flowing rugby, the style imprinted by their coach Andy Friend, and they are here to play, which is brilliant to see. Here's Blade, lovely hands as well, out to Dave Heffernan, and the hooker who started it all off with a perfect throw in the line out, looking to get involved here. Go back. Caelan Blade wanted to take a quick one, but what about that for a move off the line out, Donald?
Yeah, incredible. We've seen Mac Hansen and the impact that he's made in Connacht, and again, it's a bit like the Stormers here in that game. Got brilliant ball off the top from Niall Murray, super pass attacking the gain line, just straight in there. Again, disconnect between Joey Carberry and Rory Scannell. We saw the Stormers attack that same channel from the very opening line out here a couple of weeks ago, and Connacht profiting from that. Net result, a penalty here.
And the key to that, Donald, was Blade's pass to Carty, who took it so flat that Munster, before they knew it, they were chasing him behind them.
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he draws defenders onto them. He knew Hansen was coming in from the blind side behind him, played him in perfectly, and it set up this field position. Now Jack Carty straight in front of the post.
Couldn't ask for an easier kick in Thomond Park in a pressure game. This should be 3. Doesn't miss those. Perfect start for Connacht, and that will settle them down nicely.
Yeah, it certainly will. You know, all the accusations of inconsistency, it's hard to argue against it, given how brilliant they were a couple of weeks ago against the Bulls and how lacklustre they looked at times against the Dragons. The pressure is on Connacht. They need to start well, and they've certainly sent the message. Bundy Aki, we know just how up he is for these interprovincial derbies, and in the opening 2 or 3 minutes, he's made his mark already.
Well, that's off in the cuff of the Thomond Park crowd, I can tell you, who were full of voice in the run-up to kick-off there. But a beautiful break from the Murray line-out, and 3 points on the board for Connacht. I did think Donald driving down. I was driving from Dublin to Limerick today, and it was lashing rain. The wind was howling around, and I thought, oh God, we're going to have a real bore fest today. But great to see the players out to play rugby.
Yeah, but look, the timing of the weather, if it stays dry, it's perfect. It was horrible in the hour before the game, horrible, as you mentioned, on the way down. Look, I think all players from all sides, they want to play in good dry conditions. The only thing, the ball will be slippy. Interesting to see if we'll see a few more 22-50 kicks on the basis of that greasy ball.
Scannell, what a tournament he's had. Well, that's the first line out that Munster have lost in an absolute age, I can tell you. Only lost 4 on their own so far this season, make it number 5 with that one, but the line out has been pretty flawless so far. So not the start I'm sure that Scannell would have wanted. They kicked straight into the arms of Mac Hansen. This 23-year-old from Australia, what an impression he's made already. Tries in round 2 and 3, and we won't need to remind you the quality he can bring as well, former Australia under-20 international. But this is also a really talented winger, and Simon Zebo breaking the first tackle and spinning out of the second.
Tackle, release!
Both wingers getting involved early on there for Casey. Coombs, lovely step. The on-rushing Finlay Bealham, he completely misjudged that tackle, and Coombs kept his composure. Here's a crossfield kick meant for Conway. Just too much on it. Good idea. Just a little bit too far in front. Yeah,
it was almost perfect. And, you know, I think Andrew Conway should have probably tried to take it before it bounced, because I mentioned the greasy ball. But Munster just firing back. Simon Zebo, what an impact he made in his opening game against the Sharks. A try after 6 minutes. The crowd just love him. Every time he touches that ball, they get up out of the seat. You just see the number of defenders, 4 Connacht defenders that he's sucked in there. That opens up space. The kick from Joey Carby was good. Just
You're right, he could have run on to
yeah,
that,
I think he could have caught that, you know.
Well, there you go. This time Munster get up and spoil the Connacht line out as Peter O'Mahony takes the loose ball. Chopped down by Prendergast. There for Casey again. Klute, what a game he had against the Scarlets, man of the match last weekend, including a try. Casey just checking himself. Strong carry. Turan making the tackle. Back with the Munster scrum half. Looking to find Byrne.
Hold.
What a game to make your seasonal reappearance in. Coombs again, hit by Finlay Bealham. There's the braids in the hair. On from Keith Earls. A little bit of a surprise this week when he was selected at 13, given it didn't go particularly well from him a couple of weeks ago against the Stormers. Kilcoyne with the break and the pass to John Ryan. The loose head and tight head combining really well for Munster. Now Casey, there's an overlap on the left here, but then get this one wide. Haley, whistle's gone, just went forward.
That's great rugby from the Munster forwards. That's what they've been trying to build up, to playing out of the tackle, getting the hands in behind. We've already seen Gavin Coombs just really getting over the gain line every time he carries. Good, powerful carries, but there's Killer. Great offload to John Ryan, putting the head down. The key to this really is quick ball, but great support line from John Ryan. Dave Kilcoyne loves to run, we know that, but now he's looking to offload, trying to stay out of contact. That looked a bit forward, I think. That's why they were called back.
Yeah, just forward, which is a pity. So front rows then. Kilcoyne, Scannell and Ryan against Matthew Burke, Heffernan and Finlay Bealham. There you go. Munster have the edge in terms of pack weights. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, I think they look to put pressure on Connacht. It's a Connacht feed, which doesn't help. Dennis Buckley, of course, over 200 appearances for Connacht. He's no longer available. A terrible injury at the end of last season. Matthew Burke, a young lad, 24 years of age, just 26 appearances in that Connacht shirt. So a lot of pressure going to be coming in on him this evening.
Just a little bit early, all right. Wait for me.
Big game for the referee, Chris Busby, as well. It's just his 12th league appearance. Came to the IIL system. He's a product of the Ulster Referee Academy, and he did take charge of his first international in February, Spain against Portugal, but he's obviously highly thought of.
Yeah, he is. He is one of the promising up-and-coming referees in the Irish system. Big game for him tonight.
Let's see how he goes. He's going to have plenty to do, you feel. Big shot from Munster, through the legs from Boyle. Picked up by John Porch. Comfortable at wing or at full back. The former Australia Sevens player, of course, would have played under Andy Friend at the Sevens. Look at Simon Zebo getting back there to keep that in play. That's an important one again, because that was a 50-22 kick. And
okay, stop, Red, stop.
Had to dive just to keep that from going out. Spondiaki, second touch for him. First one was pretty good. Let's see how he gets on. Straight down the throat of Dave Kilcoyne. Blade. Taken in by Prendergast. Is it there for Munster? It's a penalty again. Blade thinking better of it. This is very kickable.
Yeah, it is, and it's Chris Cloutey not releasing in the tackle. But Bundyaki, just what a big, strong, powerful man. Great line tour. He was really popular within the group. He's one of those guys good to be around. That Connacht scrum was reeling backwards. Poor ball there from Paul Boyle. But Pouch does really well to clear it up, and this is the kick that you're talking about.
Yeah, that would have been a Connacht line out if Zebo had.
Yeah, it would have been. And again, Jack Carthy had one or two 50-22s last week. We didn't see a whole lot in the first couple of weeks, but I think players are now beginning to understand the options available to them. But Jack Carthy now, second kick of the game.
Yeah, first one was a formality. This one should be well within his locker. Clean enough strike as well. He turned away as soon as he hit it. He knew exactly where that was going. 6-0 Carty with his second penalty, and Connacht 6 points to the good.
Yeah, perfect start for Connacht, and you know, we saw this here a couple of weeks ago against the Stormers. Munster slow out of the blocks. Connacht, as I mentioned, under pressure given that underwhelming performance last week. They know they have to arrive and hit the ground running right from the start, and they've done that.
Well, of course, Connacht won here the last time they met, back in May, 24-20 in the Rainbow Cup, so they'll have fond memories of the last time they turned out at Limerick as Hansen takes it into contact.
Take him back.
And I know Andy Friend has spoke this week about
the
blame that he would have taken against the Dragons. He overcooked them in training, he said, and they were just flat, particularly in that second half. This week, freshen them up, new faces in there, and he wanted to see a different level of performance. So far, they started really well.
Hold, Green, hold.
Carty down towards the 22. Haley has Coombs to his right and Joey Carby to his left. Opts to use neither.
First man, good turnover. And again. Okay, leave it in.
Casey to Byrne. Good tackle again from Prendergast, who's been very aggressive so far. When I haven't had the ball, Connacht, O'Mahony, it's that opposite number, takes it in.
Hold here. Hit on. Advantage offside, your advantage side.
Advantage to Munster, offside against Connacht.
Just give me a mark, Casey. Offside, 6.
Yeah, Connacht just so intent on getting their line speed up to the straight offside. I think it was
Prendergast.
Yeah, Cian Prendergast, who's been Connacht's most impressive forward this year. He's had a really good start to the season.
And he started this game really well as well, Donald. He was the guy I mentioned who's been leading the charge, but that time just a bit too eager.
Yeah, well, that happens, you know,
really good turnover,
all the talk you hear, the defensive communication, you can just see the urgency, and he's just up beyond the hindmost foot there, picked up straight away by Chris Busby.
Okay, I won't free kick after there, lads. I won't free kick.
So Scannell last line out didn't go according to plan, which is to say is very unlike Munster this season. Just 4 losses in their own throw. Kilcoyne bleeding from his right eye there, and you just want to keep an eye on that one as the game goes on.
Guys, I need you in earlier. Okay, so who's the 9? You're in. Then in, please inform. Thank you. So come early 9.
Go to the front was meant for Andrew Conway.
Yeah, back.
Went backwards, said referee Chris Busby, so play on. There for Casey again, Scannell. Dropped to the ground by Beelum, I think it was. Here's Klein.
Tackle, release! Okay, leave it to.
Still Munster possession.
First
They're
man,
just
turn
trying to
okay.
edge their way through. They've lost it though. The steal and the rip by Conor Oliver, the former Munster man. And look at the pressure straight away down into that back corner. What a kick that was.
That's a super kick. Great work by Conor Oliver. Again, all of that coming from the pressure that Connacht are exerting through the quality of their line speed. Stressing Munster. You just see it here.
Just confirm that started in the 50,
And Conor Oliver just manages to get his hands in, stays on his feet, and what a kick from Jack Carthy.
Nobody home for Munster, 50-22, which means it's a Connacht line out. That's the advantage. And I have to say, the more I'm seeing this rule, the more I'm starting to really enjoy it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I think just tactically a lot of the players in the opening couple of games just didn't appreciate, but I think as well as the weather deteriorates and you have, as I said, that slippy ball, it makes it easier to execute.
Carty takes it flat again. Sam Arnold tackled by Earls. Nothing wrong with the hit. There for Caelan Blade. In behind it goes. Here is Cian Prendergast. Another carry from him. Doesn't want to get isolated. Did get isolated. And wants to get turnover ball. It's end-to-end stuff. It's a mile a minute, and neither side taking a backward step so far. Coombs, that stage, winning the penalty.
Yeah, but you just have to be so careful when you're bringing the ball into contact. You know, sometimes the opposition allow you to take that extra step. You then get separated from your support, and if you don't release, you're in trouble. That's exactly what happened Prendergast there. It's a great start by Connacht, 6-0 up, 14 minutes. They're controlling the game well. They're playing in the right areas of the field. We've seen a couple of smart interventions by Jack Carty. Good carries here from Cian Prendergast, but just getting separated there. Big hit from Keith Earls and Sam Arnold, who's a big boy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Spent a couple of years down here. Started off with Ulster. He's a good player.
He is a very good player. Brilliant for under-20s as well. He was as strong as he is big now as he was as a 19-year-old, which was a huge advantage. Haley spots a little bit of room in behind, but well read by Tiernan O'Halloran. Gary Owen from him. It's going to land just over the 10-metre line. Zebo's calling for it, and Zebo takes it. Little step from Simon Zebo.
No,
Tackled by Arnold. Box kick from Casey. Now Hansen's underneath it. Takes the tackle.
Push here, push back, push back. Yes, ball was out, ball was out.
Jalan. Another player hoping to get the nod when Andy Farrell names his Ireland squad later on this week for the November International Series.
Bad first man.
And Munster get hands on it.
Clute, brilliant turnover.
He was brilliant against the Scarlets last week as well, particularly on the deck. On they go.
No left.
Coombs.
Back.
Scored it out, went loose, but it went backwards. Here's Joey Carberry. Thought about the little dink forward. He's done so. Conway outside. Across comes Hansen. All he could do is bundle the touch. It's a line out to Munster inside the Connacht 22.
Yeah, that's better for Munster, and just looking to get the ball to throw it in quickly. But that chip is always on with the line speed that you know, Connacht are committing themselves to. There is space in the backfield, just didn't bounce up.
Yeah, step off for.
Hansen knew he had to take it out of the pitch.
That was one of the highlights that Murray Kinsler made before the match about Joey Kirby's little dinks in ahead and how delicate his touch is when he gets a ball in that position.
Yeah, I think, look, Joey Carberry, he just needs games. I mean, his injury problems have been well documented now. You just want to see him get a run, build up confidence, and get back to where he was prior to that injury.
Beyond 15.
Super throw.
That's a maul.
Equally good
confidence, and get back to where he was prior to that injury.
Beyond 15.
Super throw.
That's a maul.
Equally good take as well from Coombs, and it's at the back with Clute.
Push back onside.
Top point scorers in the league so far. 17 tries, 119 points scored. They've none so far here after 16 minutes. The whistle's gone. They went forward. Well, what a shame that is. Good time though to bring in Murray Kinsler for his thoughts on the first 16 and a half minutes. Murray.
Yeah, what a contest we have here, and two really key battlegrounds. The line out where Connacht have had success with Niall Murray and Cian Prendergast making steals. Munster got one back with Byrne and co. It's been really well contested, and then the breakdown is just ferocious at the moment. You've seen Clute, Coombs, Oliver, Paul Boyle's had a turnover as well, and a busy night for Chris Busby in that regard, but really great contest, competition in every single area of the game, but those two key so far, line out and breakdown.
Yeah, great stuff, Murray. It's absolutely flown by so far, 17 minutes, and we haven't had a try to speak of. Here we see the knock-on again.
Yeah, you just see Munster trying to work the ball back to Craig Casey, but losing control, and you know, it's that kind of unforced error, if you like, that tends to be costly.
Okay, good this time.
Now again, Munster will look to put pressure on this Connacht scrum. We saw it early. We've only had the one scrum in the game. That was a Connacht feed as well, and Munster putting huge pressure on that Connacht front row.
Surprised to see Keith Earls back in the centre, Donald, given the last time didn't go too well for him.
Yeah, well, I am from the point of view, you know, he played there a lot in the earlier parts of his career. I think he's happier on the wing. He's better when he just plays instinctively. A lot of decisions to make when you're in that 13 channel, especially from a defensive point of view. But look, he's incredibly experienced, 93 international caps.
Yeah, well, that's why Brian O'Driscoll was, for many, the greatest 13 that ever played the game. As much as he was brilliant in attack, his defensive abilities and his ability to read the ball in a situation like that just stood him apart from anybody else. And that's, if you're not used to playing the position, that's the hardest to get used to.
Absolutely, you've got to make those reads on the hoof. You've got to trust the people who are inside you and outside you. You're the ones who are directing them, and you know, you can be made to look pretty silly if you take the wrong option.
So Munster, they haven't really got within scoring territory so far. Connacht done a pretty good job of keeping them mostly outside the 22 in the danger area. Can they put something together here? The throw is not good though. It did go forward, much to Munster's relief, but that's the second line out that's malfunctioned on their own throw. And I don't know whether it's Connacht getting up and putting pressure on them or just a poor day at the office so far.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of inaccuracy now. Tadhg Byrne hasn't been with the squad that much, but that said, Munster's line-out, as you said, 91% success ratio. They had 40 out of 44 coming into this game.
But you're not perfect there either, okay? All right.
So Munster dominating possession, Connacht with 6 points on the board.
Let's go now, Finlay! Let's go!
Good to see the crowd back as well, 75% capacity. Hopefully it won't be much longer before we're all back 100%, a full Coleman Park, a full sports ground. RDS, Aviva, as the November internationals come thick and fast now, starting in a couple of weeks' time. New Zealand, Argentina, Japan all coming to town as Keith Earls takes it. Did well to get that pass away. Casey to O'Mahony, tackled by Aki.
It's available, it's available.
Trailing blades down on the ground now for Connacht, so they're short a player at the moment. He looks like he's in a lot of pain, and Connacht get the penalty.
Okay,
was that again Conor Oliver over the ball?
Well, it's another turnover. I'm not quite sure who it was. Peter O'Mahony taking exception to something Peter Boyle did, but worries for Connacht off the camera because Caelan Blade is in trouble.
Just take your players, Green. Just take your players, yeah. Time off. Okay, we've got an injury here as well. Peter?
Caelan Blade looks in a lot of discomfort there. They do have Kieran Marmion on the bench, obviously, but they don't want to lose the scrum half so early in the game. I didn't see quite what happened there. Let's listen.
Okay, let me speak. Okay. So the penalty's clearly here, holding on the ground. You have no need to get involved in that. I'm walking at 10. You've got to set an example. You're the captain. No more. Okay, I'll deal with that.
Peter isn't one to kind of step back, is he? He was annoyed.
It's going to be here, yeah. No problem. We don't have foul play on field, but he will have a right, yeah.
Well, they can't play on without the scrum half, and Blade looks like he's still on the ground there.
Listen, I understand that he's come in and escalated.
No, Earls did well to get the ball away. I'm not quite sure why they have Earls taking the ball up in midfield. But Niall Scannell just getting isolated here. Sammy Arnold,
so Arnold wasn't over the ball, but what happened after it?
Like, we've got it on field and we're going to deal with it.
There was some issue between Boyle and O'Mahony.
Kill you, okay?
But I mentioned Arnold, he is like an extra back row forward. He's really strong, upper body, very good at just getting himself in over those tackle positions.
Good to see Blade back on his feet. Looks like just got a bit of a bang to the back, stretched it out, and he's going to be okay to continue. Massive penalty for Connacht, Donald.
Yeah, it is. Munster just struggling to get any purchase in that Connacht 22. They haven't been able to get in there. The line-out has malfunctioned at crucial times. Connacht, again, as we mentioned, brilliant at affecting turnovers. And it's a big turnaround from last week. Against the Dragons last week, they conceded 24 turnovers throughout the game, which is absolutely massive. You can't concede that amount of possession to the opposition. And obviously something they've worked on this week.
24 turnovers, and they missed 21 tackles in defence as well. The result was the Dragons' victory. You just can't do it.
Yeah, but look, you can see the mindset, the attitude. You mentioned Andy Friend saying they were flat on their feet. It's very hard to change that when the game starts.
Lovely pick-up from Blade there on the ground, running at full tilt. Really hard thing to do.
First man.
And he did it very well. Just as I say that, Connacht don't release on the ground.
Turned it over.
And once you get the penalty.
He's first man. No release.
Let's go. Next one.
Bundy Aki is protesting his innocence there.
On ball clear left.
The referee has been clear right throughout. You've got to release. If you're the tackle player, you've got to release immediately. That didn't happen.
Here we see it again, Donald. So he went to ground here.
Yeah.
But the tackler made no effort to roll away.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-50 call, isn't it? Niall Scannell was the one who made, or sorry, Rory Scannell made the tackle. Didn't roll away.
Ball off the top from O'Mahony. Here's Joey Carberry. Poor pass from Carberry again. Andrew Conway's to pick up the loose ball. Grubber kick from him. Across comes Oliver. Did well. Bit of help from his hooker, Dave Heffernan. And there for Blade. In back to Jack Carty. Bit of room over the shoulder from Keith Earls. He's the only man back there. Where's this going to bounce? Sat up nicely for him. Carberry again under pressure here. Little step. Backing his pace to go away from trouble, but it was his pass that put Munster under pressure. And again, he just doesn't look at full tilt at all, Joey Carberry, with ball in hand so far. Peter O'Mahony.
Ball's outside. Use it. Stay on here. Step, step, step.
Well, he can't go straight out there. Surely he was outside his 22. This is going to bounce infield anyway. Hansen, lovely pass to Prendergast in the air. Out it goes to Boyle. Tackled by Jean Klein. Blade to Carty. Little dummy kick. Sammy Ireland trying to release the backside side him. Here's Tiernan O'Halloran. Bundy Aki. Lovely play by Connacht. Clutche comes across. Zebo trying to rip the ball. There's that ball. It's on the ground. This time Connacht get the penalty. Caelan Blade thought about the quick one. The crowd in the far side not happy. Let's listen to the referee here.
It's a penalty try.
7. Hands beyond.
Every time he's waiting for the hit, sir.
Peter. There's too many penalties in that breakdown, particularly by number 7. He's attacking space beyond the ball. He's off his feet.
He's got like 3 balls.
I understand, but he's got to attack the ball, not beyond.
Yeah, basically what the referee is saying there, when you're going to make the poach, you can't put your hands beyond the ball. You certainly can't put your hands on the ground and then come
Number
back
7.
and sort of pull in the ball. You've got to go straight onto the ball. He got away with it last week.
Yeah. You don't blame him for trying.
Well, to be fair, the referee pointed it out to him a couple of minutes ago. That's 2 penalties he's given away now. Let's have a look and see if we can see it here. Just Bundy Aki has been absolutely outstanding in the opening period of this game.
That looks a bit harsh from there.
It's small margins, isn't it? I mean, to say that his hands were beyond the ball looked very harsh to me.
And he was supporting his body weight from that picture.
On that viewing.
So it looks very harsh.
No, don't
on
change.
Chris Clutze there. But Connacht get the penalty. And they have a line out. Here's the ball, and out it goes. Bundy Aki still on his feet. Scannell trying to rest him to the ground. Now tackler has to roll away. It's Niall Scannell. Beelum trying to burst through. Still there for Connacht. Loose ball. Can they control this one? O'Halloran. Beautiful pass out to Mark Hansen. Oh, what a score that is. Well, you might say it's a little bit of the bounce of the ball, but
that is it forward. That's the question.
We're going to go upstairs.
Anything clear?
If that's a try, a brilliant piece of ingenuity.
Yeah.
Frank Murphy's not too sure. We're going to go upstairs and check.
You just got to check the last pass there. to see if it's went forward.
Well, Tiernan O'Halloran just reacted on his feet.
Okay, on-field try. We're going to check if it's gone forward.
On-field
off
decision
the pass
is
and
a
off
try.
the batting forward. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, there's no question it had to be checked. I mean, if it's proved to be good, it was unbelievable from Tiernan O'Halloran just here.
Yeah, so
Watch
that's
it.
fine with the kick.
No, I think that's forward.
Look at the 5 metre line.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Chris, can you see that clearly?
Yeah.
So he touches that.
Yeah. It's just in the screen there, Brandon. It looks like it's forward.
Look at the 5 metre line as you're gauged on, all right? So
Yeah.
look where he's...
Watch his feet. Where are his feet?
He's on the Connacht side of the 5 metre line.
Yeah,
and
it's
the
forward.
ball
It has to be forward.
It is forward.
lands on the Munster side of the 5 metre line. So it has gone forward.
Yeah, that's clear. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pity. He just reacted under pressure, didn't he? He almost took a chance. Didn't quite come
So yeah,
off.
Brian, no problem. No try. No try. We've got to stop us forward.
Yeah, right decision. I mean, look, it was worth a go, and if it worked out, would have been absolute heroes. Few smiling Connacht faces in the crowd.
Forward.
Yeah, well, he just reacted to what happened in front of him. Got a boot to the ball, just hanging there. He's under pressure.
Here, Frank, yeah.
A right smile.
Forward pass.
It would have been brilliant ingenuity had it been allowed.
Mossy Lawler among Andy Friend's coaching staff, and of course he and uncle of Craig Casey, so family connections there.
Yeah, and
Between the
Colm
provinces.
Tucker, another
Yeah,
from Limerick, is doing a great job defensively up there in Connacht.
Yeah.
Just here. Definitely forward, but Mac Hansen, what an impact he's made in Connacht in the 3 or 4 games that's been played already.
again, another example. If you have a coach like Andy Friend who has experience all around the world, particularly the sevens as well, he can unearth these little gems that perhaps might be missed by other teams.
Yeah, look, he's really good at doing that.
It's on the 5, just here.
The Samoan prop they've signed as well,
Yeah, here we are.
Tuimanga, who's yet to come in.
Yeah, again, you know, I mentioned Dennis Buckley out for most of the season, so Connacht had to go abroad, try and find someone to strengthen the resources with, you know, I mentioned Matthew Burke starting tonight. You've Greg McGrath, another 24-year-old, has come up from Leinster, so they're a bit inexperienced on that loose head side.
Bind. Set.
So let's see what
Hold.
Tuimanga can do.
Okay, stay up. Keep that
We're
bind up.
concentrating on this one. 24 minutes gone. 2 penalties from Carty, but it's been a brilliant game so far. Even without try scored, it's gone down.
Across. We're going to go again. No, you're both across. Both on an angle. Just come to me a touch, yeah. Better, yeah, no, yeah, sure, sorry lads. Yeah, sort of. As you're both on an angle, okay, I want you square. And don't go in, alright?
Let's go, Cash. Let's go.
Just be ready to use if it goes, if it stops, yeah. Okay. Crutch. Bind. Set. Stay square, 3. Stay square. Okay, use
Solid
it.
scrum. Coombs takes it away. Pass outside to Rory Scannell. Byrne.
Just push back here. Stay onside, onside.
Casey swings the boot. This one is going to go into touch. And Munster are saying it came off a Connacht hand, but
Nothing for me there, Frank, no.
Frank Murphy
No touch for
has
us,
given it
lads.
to Connacht.
No, Scannell is over with the towel, demanding the ball, but Frank Murphy doesn't agree.
We don't have that.
Big pressure put again from Connacht. I mean, they're just relentless.
Look at the pack lining up, Donald. Like Munster have a big size advantage on the Connacht pack. If you just look for man there.
Yeah, they have, but Connacht have been really inventive in terms of their line-out. We saw 1 or 2 little tricky ones around the front. Here we are, Ulton Delan.
Perfect. Again, flat ball and flat carry from Jack Carty. He does that so well. Herman spoke about it last week as well, that he wants to get into Andy Farrell's radar, but Munster win the penalty once again. It's Chris Cloete who's having a stormer of a first half at the breakdown.
Well, once he got his... this must be a local derby, is it? All this pushing and dragging.
You reckon?
I was looking at one of the... I thought one of the new recommendations for World Rugby for colourblind people. You can't have
red and green.
Red and green.
Yeah.
It obviously hasn't come in yet.
Hasn't kicked in just yet.
Captain.
You don't have to be colour-blind here. You're either Connacht or Munster. You know exactly who you're supporting. And right now,
look at Cloete again.
Connacht are the one, but he's fantastic at that. And he had another word with the referee just to clarify that issue earlier on.
Okay, this needs to improve. I don't want people joining after the whistle. If we have to continue, people are going to leave the pitch. Okay, you're going to give you a chance here. You need to get that message through to your teams. After the whistle, they stop.
Yeah, because it has. I mean, that's good refereeing because it has just been bubbling over a little bit. You don't want cards to influence the match.
Yeah, and look, it's all kind of harmless stuff to some degree, but it's just spoiling the match. I mean, it's been a really competitive match, incredibly physical. Connacht starting really well and putting all the pressure on Munster. And you can see the reaction to that performance last week. Jack Cartino just calling in the Connacht players. Just taking the sting out of.
You've got the message across, yeah, you've got it. It's a better picture in that one than he's moved to get that,
Yeah, it's just too much talk going on at the moment.
Okay, Green? Yeah, you're good? Okay, time on.
But Connacht are going to, if they're going to take the ball flat down and carry the ball into Connacht like that, they're going to have to learn from what Chris Cloete is doing, because that's 3 or 4 times now he's got in over the ball, stolen away from them. They have to protect the ball if they're going to carry it.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, Carthy is doing his job. He's taking the ball flat. He's playing players into positions, but it's the support player coming in on the ball carrier. They're just getting isolated at the moment, and Munster are capitalising on that.
Scannell to O'Mahony. Beautiful take. Munster set them all. The crowd starting to find their voice now. On it goes at the back with Scannell. Eventually comes down, advantage being played. Connacht collapsing illegally. So it's going to be at least a 3-point shot here. The whistle sounds. We go back for the penalty. Really good work from the line-out.
Yeah, that was the first real solid ball that Munster were able to set up. And Cian Prendergast again, the one being singled out for collapsing the maul. Munster have a decision to make now. Will they go for the 3 points at the corner? It's you can just hear the crowd. There's your answer. As Munster just firing through there, and Cian Prendergast left with no option. But Munster now, this is the danger zone. We saw what they did to the Stormers in that second half comeback a couple of weeks ago. So many tries coming off their line-up maul.
Scannell then to throw. Well, Cloete couldn't hang on to it, and Connacht come away with it. What a shame for Munster after working so hard to get down into that position. And then losing it with the line out on their own throw. The line out today has been well short of what it has been all season.
Well, the amount of unforced errors that Munster have made throughout this opening 29 minutes, way too high. It's costing them. Nobody got off the ground in that line out. Total miscommunication.
Haley trying to run it back here. Little burst of acceleration.
He's not on ball.
Scored a try against Connacht back in March in that Munster win. And here is Cloete, who's dragged backwards in the tackle. Good hit it was too.
Hold!
Connacht over the ball, and once again they win the penalty. The breakdown.
Don't get involved. Let the ball go.
It's been ferocious.
It's been absolutely key to the performance tonight from Connacht. They're just contesting everything at that breakdown.
Just on the 15 here, yeah.
We always get the sense from Bundy Aki, he loves playing for Connacht. He just lifts everybody around him.
Yeah, and they love it when he's on the pitch as well.
He's that type of infectious character, and you know, you've no option but to just row in behind him.
So let's have a look what happens here again.
Yes, John Ryan is isolated, and then it's the second man in again. There it is, Bundy Aki.
Yeah.
I think that's his second turnover there. Look, Munster get nobody in the air. That ball certainly wasn't intended for Chris Cloete. Just, you don't see that with a Munster line-out too often.
More,
Prendergast takes it for Connacht. It's ripped away by Ty Byrne. It came straight through, and
it's in. Hold there.
Munster have it inside their own half. Casey out to Carberry, little dink. Well, I thought he was going to put one for Conway. He was asking for this one to go flat to the corner. He's taken it though, Andrew Conway. Tackled by Hansen. Casey blocked down. Prendergast, it was not forward. It was not forward. He would have got there though. At least he knows he can outrun Craig Casey if he ever needs to.
But that's twice in 5 minutes. Connacht have been over the line now. Paul Boyle, I think, was the one who blocked it down. I'm not quite sure if he was behind the hindmost foot when he did. You just see Tyke Byrne getting in there after Prendergast had won the ball. You just see here. The ruck was over, so Boyle is entitled to make the block, but it did go forward.
Okay, let's go back to Murray Kinsler. Murray, what a half an hour it's been.
Yeah, it's been brilliant and really interesting to see the Connacht game plan. Andy Friend spoke beforehand about the pace and the tempo of it, but their kicking game has been really crucial so far. They've made 450 metres with their long kicking game, usually through Carty, and they've managed to pressure Munster that way. As well as that, you mentioned Bundyaki there. We saw the turnover at the breakdown, but his carrying, he's had 4 carries for 45 metres and 3 defenders beaten. He is denting that Munster defensive line. He's dragging defenders into it and making life a lot more difficult for the rest of the defence. So really fascinating to see them with that kicking plan and the directness of Bundyaki in midfield.
Lovely stuff, Murray Kinsler. And of the 10s, Donald, because look, this has been spoken about all week, the battle between Joey Carberry and Jack Carty. Jack Carty on top so far?
Well, there's no question, yeah. I mean, I think Connacht have been giving him the better ball. He's been going forward, but he played flat. The variety of his kicking has been excellent. We saw him with 2 50-22s, distribution good. There's Ben Healy. Not involved. He was there in the pre-match warm-up, but back in his civvies at this stage.
Yeah, they've Jake Flannery on the bench, but what a game he had in Clonathley last weekend against the Scarlets when he just ran the show, and I'm sure would have loved the chance here today to keep that going. But look, that's the way the squad rotation system works.
But I think the way, I think I mentioned it against the Head during the week. I think this squad, this team was picked even before the game against Scarlets. They took a 2 or a 3 week view because of the 6-day turnaround. Chris Trudeau is the only player who has started in both games, and he hadn't a huge amount of game time before he went into that Scarlets match.
That's true. So they've gone for the scrum again. It was a free kick.
No, that's not a free kick. The next one will be a full penalty. Not for me, no.
Connacht referee Chris Busby saying the next one will be a penalty.
Please, yeah. Next one's a full penalty, fellas. I need your balance.
Did you ever have braids in the hair, Donald? I don't imagine that you did.
Listen, at this stage you're happy to have any hair, certainly braids.
Nothing wrong with yours anyway.
I can't imagine if you turned into a Munster dressing room
with the braids on you.
Times past. We saw fellas coming in with the hair dyed and they were sent back out again, but never the braids.
Is there a barber around Donald Park? I'd say there is for emergencies like that.
Okay,
anyway, solid scrum from Munster. Casey to Carberry. Out it goes to Earls. Just slipped on to Haley. 2 to bring him down. That looked tied there by Sam Ireland, I have to say, but it's Connacht to get the scrum.
Don't get him off.
Yeah, and Pouch has to be careful given the warning that went in from the referee.
Okay, guys, we're going to have a look, but I need you to bring your players back. Okay? Chris, we're going to have a look. Just take your players back.
It did look high, I have to say, from Sam Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. You get sorted. Time's off. Okay. TMO review. Just take it back, lads, yeah?
It's his left arm in behind the back of the head.
Yeah, well, his elbow just seems to right up on the head. Just watch it there, yeah. Like it is a swinging arm.
Stand by. We'll wait for you to get to the screen.
Oh, sorry, there's one over there. Yeah, I'll go to this one. Got to go this one, Frank.
It doesn't look quite as bad in slow motion.
It's probably just a penalty.
Yeah, well, nothing more than a penalty, I would suggest. But Bundyaki again, just the double hit.
Okay, let's have a look
here's your first angle, Chris.
It just rides up, but it does make contact with the head. I would suggest nothing more than a penalty. Now, there does seem to be a clash of heads as well.
Yeah, first there's a clash of heads, and then the arm comes up then.
There's a clash of heads there. See, this is one of the issues about your body height. You've got to drop your body height going into the tackle, and Arnold doesn't do that.
Okay, Chris, there are all the angles that we have so far.
No problem, Brandon. Got a decision when you're ready.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Just let me know what your decision is first.
Okay, so tackle height's too high. It's dangerous. It's a yellow card for me. Do you agree?
Yes, so there is head-to-head contact, but there is a second player involved in the tackle. Okay.
No problem. And it's 13. 13.
13.
Okay, so
yes.
it's going to be yellow to Sam Arnold then.
Yeah, but the swinging arm was the lesser of the two evils. There's the fact that he was high coming into the tackle. As a consequence of that, there's a clash of heads. So that's the reason for the yellow card.
13. It's a high tackle. Dangerous. It's not you. No, Bundy, it's not you. It's number 13. 13. Yeah, that's not the yellow card. Yeah.
So Sam Arnold is going to spend the rest of the first half in the bin. He's shaking his head there.
High tackle.
I have a bit of sympathy for him, I have to say. I thought penalty definitely, but anyway, look.
Yeah, but you see, but the clash of heads brought a different element into it. The swinging arm was one thing. You have to be seen to drop your body height when you go into the tackle.
I appreciate just not getting involved afterwards. Yeah, let us do that.
So Carberry then, let's go up the line. Can Munster take advantage of this now? Perfect time to have a player advantage 8 minutes before half time, and they're down by 6. Got to find touch here. He does so just outside the 22.
Yeah, we just see it here again. I mean, Bundy Aki had put in a punishing tackle. You just see the two players shaking hands there.
Unless you say otherwise.
No, this is where Munster have faltered, getting into good positions.
No surprise that they go to 2. Just keep it simple. Klutze with the scrum half pass to Scannell. He's tackled by Conor Oliver. There for Casey again. Coombs the decoy runner. It was Tyke Byrne took it. Another decoy run back from Scannell to John Ryan, who's hit hard by Bundy Aki. He's lost the ball and he's lost it forwards. Munster once again coughing up possession in a really good attacking position, and they've only themselves to blame there.
Okay, he's legal, lads, but we're going to.
Well, they're being eaten in the physical battle. Every time they go into Connacht, they're being smashed, and it's Bundy Aki all the time. He's the guy who's leading the charge.
John Ryan was just open-ended there.
Time off. We're missing number 8 anyway. Yeah, time off. Okay, thanks, Peter.
Just see it here again, looking to play wide. Carty, that's okay. I'm not sure what Peter O'Mahony was referring to.
I know you might feel you're getting a bit of a nudge, but just make sure you stay down. I don't want you coming up. Okay, is that all right? Thanks.
Just a bit of attention on the ground.
Yeah.
The decision earlier this week, Donald, to, I guess, reverse the original decision and allow South African teams to play their home matches in South Africa. Yeah. I think it's pretty significant. What's your view on that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was a bit shocked last week when URC came out, despite the fact that South Africa were off the red zone. Up to that, any teams travelling from the UK, if you went to South Africa, you had to quarantine for 10 days. But that was lifted, yet there was plans made for the South African sides to play in northern Italy, and they said that that would have to stay, despite the fact that there was 6 weeks between now and round 6 and 7.
Crazy.
Thankfully, it's lifted. Munster, they're now going to travel. They'll be playing at Loftus Versfeld against the Bulls. Following week against the Lions in Ellis Park, both in 30 degrees at 6,000 feet of altitude. And that's the advantage of home. I mean,
rightly so.
Absolutely, but for the integrity of the competition, I'm delighted that the South Africans are actually getting to play at home. So I think, to be fair to URC, they reviewed their earlier decision, and I think they made the right call.
Absolutely, as well. And for the fans as well in South Africa, to see their home teams, to get a sense of this competition, if you want them to buy into it, you're going to have to make it as widely available as possible, including the right decision eventually arrived at. Here's Mike Haley. No ill effects from that bang to the head. Takes the ball on the hop, and he's tackled by Oliver.
Okay, push here, push.
We have 5 minutes left to play at the end of the first half. There's an overlap here on his right-hand side. If Munster can move this, Connacht look a bit short here. If Joey Carberry can spot it, he has spotted it. And here's Andrew Conway. Here's the gap that I was talking about. Conway kicks it ahead. Not a bad one, as it's going to go too far. Awkward enough one to deal with for Tiernan O'Halloran. You can only just fall on the ball, but it was the right option. There was space on this near side.
Great awareness from Joey Carberry. He saw the space outside, executed the kick really well. What about the kick from Andrew Conway? He had no space to work in. Unfortunately, it just went 2 bounces too much and went dead. Now this, of course, a goal line dropout, no longer a 22 dropout. Super kick here from Carberry.
Jack Carty's going to bring it just over halfway. Munster still looking for their first points in the game. Carberry. Dummy switch with Scannell to Earls.
There's no left there, no left.
Just doesn't look comfortable, Keith Earls, in there at the moment, and it's not really his fault. Obviously, he's been picked to do a job that he's not normally used to doing, but you'd love to see him back in the wing, where he is so dangerous still. We know that. Scannell.
Tackle!
Again, dragged backwards in the tackle. Tyburn. Tackle by Boyle. Back for Casey. Casey, beautiful switch back inside to Conway. What about that from the scrum half? Conway trying to go around the outside cover. Oh, he's lost it again. It's another ball inside the Connacht 22 that Munster have coughed up unnecessarily after a brilliant break.
Well, it's just that lack of composure. I mean, brilliant reverse pass from Craig Casey. Andrew Conway is always threatening the game. Like, just watch it here. Super pass behind, great inside line from Andrew Conway, takes it well. Looked as if he was off, but just here, again, in the contact, losing control of the ball. You could see what he was trying to do, just pop it off to Joey Carberry. Dave Heffernan getting back, he's had a good game. It's just small margins from Munster. Those mistakes, a lot of them, you have to say, coming from the pressure being imposed by Connacht in and around the contact area.
Same for him, yeah. It's inside.
Well, what a performance from Andy Fenn's team. He said he wanted a reaction this week. So disappointed at the sports ground against the Dragons. He has got that reaction, Donald.
Well, he certainly has, but this is the annoying thing about Connacht, that you have to go out and have a poor performance before they come out and play like this. If they could get a bit of consistency, they'd be fantastic. And you have to say their form on the road. They've won 5 away in 2021, including wins here in Thomond Park, in Ulster, and in the RDS in Leinster.
And I was there for that.
Yeah, I mean, it shows what they're capable of doing when they're in the zone, when they're up for the game, and physically, and in every aspect, they're up for this game tonight.
Back it goes from Blades to Carty. It's running the 10 battle. Simon Zebo underneath this one. It's going to just take the line out, you feel. Munster, don't forget, I mean, look, the last time we were here, Donald, against the Stormers, first half to forget about for Munster. They came out in the second half and they absolutely blew them away, so it's well within their locker to improve in the second half.
Yeah, it is, but they've got to improve on their set-piece efficiency and in terms of controlling where the game has been played, because Connacht are in charge in those areas.
Awkward one. John Klein just slapping it back. I think Gavin Coombs to rescue the loose one. 2.5 minutes to play.
Use it! Stay on 4! 4!
Casey, one for Zebo to chase. Halloran underneath it. Caelan Blade who picks it up. A little bit awkward for him. He's smothered by Zebo on the ground. Good tackle from Zebo. Munster trying to come through here. Connacht have to protect the ball. They've done so. Oliver just to straighten up a little bit. Support then from Prendergast and from Beelum.
Thank you.
Caelan Blade is back on his feet.
Hold in front, Green.
Hold. To get rid of the ball. Don't really blame him. Wasn't many options outside him. Haley trying to do Hansen for pace here. Out to Earls now. 2-on-1 with Andrew Conway. With a grubber kick through. Carty comes across. O'Halloran has to dive for this, and he's lost it. Advantage to Munster.
Knock on advantage.
Casey. Carberry, look at this blitz defence from Caelan Blade. Crossfield kick, nobody at home for Connacht. Surely they can get this. Tyburn, can he control it? He has knocked it ahead. The race for the line, Clute! Munster had their first try.
An incredible try. Tyburn showing all his footballing skills. He's paid a price for it because he's flat out on the pitch at the moment. Clute, how did he get there? Out of nothing. Again, the origin of that, a brilliant little grubber in behind from Andrew Conway. O'Halloran wasn't able to control it. You just see it here, all the space. Munster have about 4 players out. Tyburn no choice but to drag it through. Bounces up, bounces kindly for Clute. That's superb support running from Clute to get there. He's had a super opening half.
The second try in 2 weeks. Chris Clute, smile on the face of the South African-born open side flanker. Man of the match last weekend. First try at Thomond Park here, and we have a right good game on our hands.
Well, it's out of nothing. Incredible for Connacht. They've controlled the vast majority of this opening half. One mistake. Great little kick there from Rory Scannell. He's a really educated left boot. Tyburn just reacting to what happened. There's a question about whether he might be offside, so the referee is just holding up the conversion.
No, I think they're happy. I think he's given the try, and Carberry can kick this one. It was Tyburn who was first there. He was behind the player. No issue with that.
Yeah, they seem to be happy with it.
First shot at goal for Joey Carberry. He hasn't been kicking them well so far in the season, but I tell you what, that was a brilliant one. And Munster hit the front, would you believe it?
Well, incredible as the clock just ticks into the 40th minute. Brilliant kick here. Andrew Conway is unbelievable with those type of kicks. On the full now, Tiernan O'Halloran just didn't control it. He should have done better there. Rory Scannell, again, seen the opportunity out wide. Tyburn, that ball could have gone anywhere, but look, you chase the causes, you get the rewards, and that's exactly what Clúthé got.
Reminiscent of Jack O'Donoghue as well. We were last here against the Stormers, right on the stroke at half-time. That was the catalyst for Munster's second half performance. Connacht, I'm sure, want to get to the changing room
Inside.
now
Okay.
and try and sort themselves out.
Leave it 6.
They've gone the 40. I'm sure Carberry will just blast it into the stand. It's exactly what he does. Catch your breath. What an interpro we've had over 40 minutes. We have a second half to come as well. 2 early penalties from Jack Carty, giving Connacht a 6-0 lead. They were full value for it until that man there, man of the match last weekend, popped up with a try, really against the run of play from Munster. Means the half-time score in Limerick at Thomond Park is Munster 7, Connacht 6. We're in for a bit of treat. I have to say, I was sent a picture, Donal, at half-time of the try, and on the picture evidence, when Jack Carty kicked the ball, it did look like Tyburn was offside.
Yeah, look, I think there is an angle that shows that he does look marginally offside. Now, we can only assume that the TMO checked it off camera.
Yeah.
There did seem to be communication between the TMO and the referee, Chris Busby. Look, the call is made. No, it's irrelevant at this stage. Interesting to see Ala the Stormers game here. If that try just on the brink of half-time will be the catalyst that will sort of lift the Munster performance, or will Connacht dominate to the extent that they did in the opening half, even though that try before half-time is a huge blow to them.
It was, and first touch finds touch for the second half. Line out to Munster. You'd have to imagine that
Just holding that kick, 5.
Van Gran and particularly Graham
6,
Roundtree
step
would
off,
have been
6.
trying to sort out the problems in the line out from the first half, Donald.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. 4 last lineouts, 1 overthrow, 1 miscommunication. It's just so unlike Munster, as Jerry Flannery said. Their lineout is their DNA. So much come off that lineout.
Let's see if they can fix it here. That's a good one to O'Mahony. Don't forget Munster, or Connacht I should say, still down to 14 with Sam Arnold.
That's 1 stop.
In the bin, so we've got another 3 minutes or so until he comes back on. Munster still going forward.
No club screen.
Casey. It's Conway outside him. Little brother kick through. Hanson, that's all he can do. That's all he can do.
Okay, ball down. Okay.
Yeah, but you can see what Munster are trying to do, just to get that field position inside the 22, that ball. They only had 1 or 2 in the opening half, and they did make ground, made ground again there, stress that Connacht defence. And Connacht have a decision to make here. Delan and Murray have been really good at stressing Munster in the air, but will they stay on the ground for this one? So close to the line, I think they will.
That's exactly what they do. Again, it's O'Mahony, and
once
slip
backwards.
to the back with Niall Scannell as Munster set them all here.
Don't cage 4. Okay, keep it
Good
up.
work
6.
by the pack.
Just watch 3 there, Frank.
Rory Scannell joins his brother. Still going forward here.
Okay.
Keith Earls
Loose
into
through the
Lennon's
middle.
weight. And they've made it to the 5-metre line. Connacht desperately trying to stop the break from Clúthé. Can he get it down? No, he can't.
Come off.
I think the initial call was he's going to be held up there.
Yeah, well, it looked as if he was held up.
Back we go,
He
please.
did really well to control it initially, but I'm not quite sure who got back for Connacht, but they saved a certain try. Clúthé looked as if he had to score.
Yeah, okay.
Held up.
Brian, just going to come to you. Okay, so on field, we're no try. We haven't ball clearly held up.
Okay.
Afterwards, in that second move, it looks like it goes forward off red.
Okay, so on field, no try.
Correct.
All right, stand by.
Restart will be a goal line drop out.
That's what it looked like on first impression, I have to say.
Yeah, but I think more importantly, Munster now know
Here's your
that if
first
they get
angle,
into these
Chris.
positions, they have that armoury through them all. You just see Clúthé breaking off here. It's Carty does unbelievably well, just gets his hand in, kind of is dragged over the line by Clúthé.
Well, regardless, anyway, Craig Casey's ahead of Chris Clúthé there, so.
Yeah, but look at Carty's hand initially. Then he can't ground it because of Carthy's body position. It's definitely held up.
Yeah, they're in goal there as well. So.
So, Chris, it's certainly held up initially.
Yeah.
No, the
I
decision.
don't think we need to go any further there, Brian. I think we're clearly held up.
Yeah, that's the original decision. Yeah.
Clearly held
Yeah,
up,
it goes
and,
for it.
and there is a bobble there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a knock on anyway.
Thanks.
By 9, but yeah, it's clearly held up.
No try. Goal line. Thanks, Brian.
And again, this
Go on,
is,
drop
you know, the goal line dropout in
You're okay there, Dave, 'cause
last
you're in the middle,
season.
just don't collapse it when you're there.
Munster
You're okay.
held up over the line. They would
No, you
still
don't.
have a scrum.
I would have penalised you. Yeah.
Whereas now they get the opportunity,
Make sure
Connacht
they're
get the
behind you.
opportunity to clear their lines. I think Burrell Rugby, they want to get away from all this pick and drive and all
Behind
the
12,
play
yeah, behind green.
conducted within 5 metres of the
Okay,
goal
let's go
line.
now, please.
And again, it's interesting because, you know, it creates a huge amount of space. Connacht have to stay in their try line, and Munster will have the guts of 40 metres to run it back, so it just creates more open rugby.
Yeah, it does, and we saw the Sharks, I think, last week, dropping goals from restarts. Chamberlain, they're out half, outstanding 2, I think.
Scannell fires one into the corner. I think the right decision by John Porch, was it, to let that go? Or Jack Carty, excuse me, to let that one go, so it'll be a Connacht line out.
Yeah, but you can see what Munster are just trying to squeeze Connacht territorially now, put the pressure back on them.
Sam Arnold back in, back to 15 for Connacht.
Well, they've survived that period. Obviously scored the try while he was off the field.
Keep space, space,
So,
space. Okay, guys, stop. Okay, the AR's on the mark, so I'm going to bring him to the AR, and you just open, and then form, please, Green. Thank you. Don't go early here, please, Phil, yeah.
Ulton to Lan, to Blade. Going to bring it into the midfield with Paul Boyle.
Okay, no wait.
Carty's standing back in the pocket. Blade to his fly half.
Hold in front, please,
Under
stop,
a little
stop.
bit of pressure from Casey. Zebo gathers the high one.
Let's go.
Tackle by Murray. There for Casey. Coombs this time.
Hold here, good.
Carberry, crossfield kick. Again looking for Andrew Conway. Rattling the air with himself and Tiernan O'Halloran.
Back off, Green.
Probably should have taken that.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I think it was sitting up for Tiernan O'Halloran there. Again,
You okay, buddy?
it's the second time. Super kick from Joey Carberry. Looking for Conway to come from the outside in. It drops just a little bit
You're in
short.
the line, please.
O'Halloran unable to take it, so Munster get the
Full
throw.
unless I say otherwise, lads. It's 6, yeah. Right, red in. In and form, please. Stay, yeah. Out to 15,
Coombs
that's
takes
them
it.
all. Come to you there, Frank. Same all. Who's through the middle? Look away now.
Coombs looks for the offload back inside to try Byrne. Really good stuff between the Munster pair, and brings play to the 5 metre line. Casey to Jean Klein, who's absolutely bursting the tackle
No
by
7,
Boyle.
leave it.
O'Mahony. Byrne. Nowhere to go. Connacht on them so quickly. Klute. Scannell to Klein again. Trying to drag the legs
Tackle,
forward. That's a
roll!
better carry by the South African-born lock. Options really all on the right-hand side here for Munster. The pick from O'Mahony. Presents it well. Klute.
Off at 7.
Ryan leaves it for Casey. Connacht desperate defence now. And Munster hammering away between the pack.
Okay, push here, no, step back, please. Step back.
9th phase coming up.
Use it. No.
Randy again. Just goes straight to ground. Finlay Bealham right in his way.
Ball was out.
Connacht
Okay,
desperate
step back,
defending
please.
here. Certainly no one can see the second try just after the restart. After conceding the first on the stroke of half time.
No ads, 2.
Heffernan told to leave it. Munster a metre short now. Where's that ball? Connacht get the penalty. Well, what about that?
Well, I think it's for
13th play on his feet, his first arrival.
second movement. Clute again, he's just he's trying to get that second try. Paul Boyle has defended really well. Not quite sure. I think it's because he took a
13 on feet. It's on the 5. Yeah. Okay, we've got 2 guys. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Time's off. Okay, we've got 4 down. I need as well. Yeah.
This is so reminiscent of what happened against the Stormers. Munster coming out in the second half, just camping themselves in that opposition 22. And they've exerted all the pressure. Connacht feeling that now. Cian Prendergast down injured.
You paying on? No.
Just watch it here again, Clute. Now, if that's adjudged, is it not releasing?
That's the initial break. Lovely offload from Coombs, isn't it? To try Byrne.
I was on it and just heard this isn't very good.
Murray Kinston sideline. Murray, your thoughts on the second half so far?
Yeah, interesting to see how Munster are trying to wrestle momentum back here. They're bringing their maul into play, and it was frustrating in the first half that they couldn't get that line-out issue sorted. You've seen already a couple of instances of them putting real pressure on with their maul. And then, as well as that, they're finding that kick space out on the edge in the 15-metre channels. A number of times, Joey Carberry going cross-field with those kicks just outside the edge of that aggressive Connacht defence. So they figured out a couple of ways around and maybe through Connacht. And interesting now to see if they can really put the foot in the throat and finish off those chances close in.
I never like to see the stretcher come on, but
I didn't have that picture. I get what you're saying in that
that's
area.
the case here. And just
Thanks, Peter.
give Prendergast every chance to make sure that he gets off in one piece, but a decent first 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so. Huge work rate, Donald, which I like about him.
Yeah, he's a really good forward. I think he's been, as I mentioned earlier, Connacht's most consistent forward in their season so far, and it's a big blow if he now is out of the equation for a period of time. It doesn't look good at the moment.
This was the controversy around the try about Ty Byrne, whether or not he was offside, but referee gave it. You'd have to presume that Brian McNeese, the team out, checked it and didn't see anything wrong with it, but it did look from the picture that I saw at half time that he was offside, I have to say. So Prendergast looks like he's going to go off, and it'll be probably Papa Lee to come in, or else Owen Masterson as well. I mean, he can play also in the back row.
Yeah, well, Andy Friend has gone with a 6-2 split on the bench, just 2 backs. So he does have options between Masterson and Papa Lee. He's a big carrier, but well, it's good to see Prendergast up on his feet, and it looks as if it's his right leg has been. He has that
We're going to wait for him
splint,
to get off anyway.
just like we saw with Will Addison last night. How unlucky has he been?
My God, I mean, Snyman and Addison week after week, and talk about Will Addison is, again, he's just come back into a bit of form now. Donald looks like another injury for him.
Yeah, every time I see him play, you know, he impacts the game. He has some really big moments, and he was going very well last night for Ulster, and unfortunately gone. Cian Prendergast, a young player, he's sitting up there. You know, he's doesn't look under too much distress at least, but let's hope he's not out of the game for too long.
Okay, we'll just let him get away. Peter, you're good to go now. Is that all right? Yeah, yeah. 13 on feet. Hold on. Time's on there, lads.
So Connacht survived that early Munster pressure. I'm sure relief for the players as well, but they had to work hard for that.
Yeah, they did, and but the clearance kick hasn't taken a massive amount of pressure on. I think there's a win going into that corner. You just see it there, Frank Murphy's flag.
Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good.
So important Connacht get their hands on the ball now, but they just give away possession as soon as they say that. And Chris Clute takes it into contact now there for Casey. Lining up on the left-hand side. Here's Kilcoyne.
12 offside, penalty advantage.
Penalty against Bundy Aki, and it's a very kickable 3 points as well. So Connacht, after winning the penalty, surviving the pressure, losing that line out, and they're going to cough up 3 points here.
Yeah, a shot at nothing there for Joey Carberry, and Munster were the ones whose line out suffered in the first half. Connacht now coming under pressure. Bundy Aki again just trying to exert his influence by coming up quickly, but he was offside.
Shot, yeah.
And
I appreciate you're right there, but I don't
Munster
want to
deciding they need points on the board. Just here, I think Niall Murray too slow off the ground. Clute again on the ball. He's been razor sharp tonight. He held up over the line twice in the second half.
Nice hit. Just give
So
us 10
Carberry,
lads.
1 from 1 so far. He needs a few successful kicks to bring his stats up. 56% going into today, 5 from 9 attempts. Good strike. 10 points to 6, then the gap is now 4.
Yeah, I don't think that kick was ever going to stress Joey Carberry.
Two
Straight
balls,
in
lads.
front of the post.
Got to kick that one off, yeah.
But Munster, for that big period of dominance since half-time, just those 3 points to show for it. Connacht now need to regroup.
Carty with the restart. Mac Hansen after it. Makes the tackle.
It's inside. Use it!
Taken by, again, the Munster number 7, what a game he's had.
Use it, stay on it.
Casey just taking
Ball
his
was
time
out,
here
yes.
before he swings his leg at the kick.
Inside the 22 there, lads.
It's going to go over halfway. Turning O'Halloran underneath it. Doesn't want to get isolated here now. There's a wall of red in front of him.
Lost the
Over
6.
the proper
Lost it
ball,
now,
told
lost
to
it.
leave it. There for Blade. Not many options. Murray.
Clute again.
Ball's available.
It's everywhere.
He had it.
Bundyaki.
Nice part of the rock.
Gannon
Part of
puts
the
him
rock for
down.
me.
Again, it's Niall Murray who takes it on. Clute doesn't roll away in
Okay.
time. And Connacht with possession.
70
And
falling
maybe
on
just a
side road
chance to
referee.
halt the Munster momentum.
Yeah, I just got caught in the tackle there. Very hard to get out of it. But you got to be seen to make that effort. Just too far out, I think, for Jack Carty. The wind is definitely
Red on the
blowing
line then,
down
Frank, is it? Yeah. Red on
behind
the line,
Munster
please.
at the moment.
How many lads? 6.
Good carry there. Young Niall Murray had a very good season last year. I think he was the player of the match in that Rainbow Cup
It's okay,
win
that's
here
fine, yeah, good space
back
is
in
good.
May. There he is.
There he is. Heffernan takes it. It's the pass away. Better from Connacht now inside the Munster
He's on the
22,
ball,
looking
he's
for a
on the
scoring
ball.
opportunity. Oliver, not a big strong carry. What a game he's had. The 2 sevens have been brilliant for Connacht
Okay, leave it
and
now,
for
Ross.
Munster.
Let it go.
Quick ball
Get
needed
there.
for Munster, or for Connacht I should say, but it's slow coming back. Blade in behind to Carty. Hansen, long looping pass on the outside. Here's John Porch. Little step from Porch. Zebo got a hand to him. Carried in by Burke.
Okay, no left.
Ball is there for
He
Blade.
was first arriving.
Again, Carty, nice hands. Arnold was an
Oh,
accidental
yeah.
offside. The crowd are appealing for it, but the referee says it was perfectly legal. So to play on, little half break by Blade again. Inside the 22, and Boyle picks it up.
Space okay there, Hetty, yeah.
Or I should say Oliver picks it up. Blade once more. Carty back inside. That's Paul Boyle.
No, T! Okay, let it come now, off feet. Good.
Jared Butler just cleaning out the ruck as Ulton Talan carries it. Munster trying to hold out here. Connacht going to get a try on the board. Big tackle from Jean Klein. Left it goes. Space on the outside here. Hansen one-on-one. Tackle by Haley. That was crucial. Man on man had to
Ball's
be
available.
made.
It's there. Don't put it into him.
Ball's there for Blade again. Murray's calling for it and gets it. Breaks the first tackle. It's good pressure from Connacht and they get the
7,
penalty.
you're fine, but you got to roll. 7's fine. You got to clear the tackle area.
Tyke Byrne, I think, is the one of the penalty was given against Clute. Looked as if he had turned it over, but Tyke Byrne
I understand your message. Yeah.
didn't roll away,
Go clear.
so Connacht get the benefit there.
Just going to stop with that.
Decision
stop
to
here,
make
yeah.
here
Time's
now.
off, fellas.
Kick or corner.
Time is off, yeah. Time's off, yeah. There's no problem with you, Chris. They're a good position, but I can't reward you if 5's in the way, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, you just heard the referee there saying to Clute that he wasn't the problem, it was Tyke Byrne. Great pass here from Mac Hansen.
Which is fair, but they're still having an effect on how
He's a live wire, isn't he? He's been a great acquisition. You know, when you consider Alex Wooten went up there on loan from Munster for a trial period last year, and he ended up being the crowd's favourite, top try scorer.
Yeah.
He's been out injured, and Mac Hansen comes in, and I think fair to say after only 3 games he's already won over the Connacht faithful.
Alex McHenry obviously might have been an option at 13, but he's gone on loan to Wasp for a month as cover over there to Fekatoa.
Yeah, I think Wasp had an issue with injuries, so Ian Costello is involved in the Munster Academy. He would have been part of the Wasp setup. Recommended that Alex McHenry have a chance. It's good for him, get exposure, a different setup.
Okay, you ready? Yeah.
Right, chance here. Boyle crashing over. Munster asleep at the wheel, and Connacht get their first try. It's no less than they deserve.
Well, that was far too easy. Paul Boyle just taking that short penalty, and nobody came up to tackle them. Saw his opportunity, dived in. There he is on the 5-metre line. Munster far too slow to come up, and Boyle just jumps over. Really poor defence from Munster. Well, Connacht, they might have been rattled by that try just before half-time. They've absorbed the early pressure in the second half and have come back. And this kick now for Carthy can push them 3 ahead again.
I know. Thanks, man.
So Connacht back in front. For a 3-point lead then. Kept his head down, put the boot through it. Has he got it on target? He hasn't. That's a big miss for Jack Carty. Those pressure kicks as well in a game where every point you feel is going to count.
Yeah, that's, you know, at times his kicking does let him down, but really poor defence from Munster. They were going in slow to make the tackle. He just went over the top of them. Jean Klein and Chris Clute.
Okay, time back on.
Munster substitution number 1, Jacob Coyne, number 2, Lance Campbell, and number 3, John Ryan, replaced by number 16, Dermot Barron, number 17, Jeremy Lockman, and number 18, Stephen Archer.
So, fresh legs in the front row from Munster. Was that one dropped? It was, and it's a knock-on, gifting possession straight back to Munster. So, fresh legs in the front row, confirmation, as he said there, for Munster. Dermot Barron, Jeremy Lockman and Stephen Archer all on.
Yeah, and this is the front row that started against the Scarlets last week and played so well. Dermot Barron, I thought, was outstanding at hooker, as was Jeremy Lockman and Stephen Archer, one of Munster's most experienced forwards now, but that's a mistake again. Ulton Delan, normally he'd take those in his sleep.
Don't go early.
A wet and slippy ball still out there. Look, it did rain for almost all of the afternoon. It did stop thankfully before kickoff, but the ground is still a bit wet, and you have to just make sure those ones are taken. And this is now for Munster a decent position.
Crouch. Yes. Bind. Set. Stay square. Stay square. Okay, use it.
Casey told to use it. Scannell sucks in 2 defenders. Munster going to keep this tight. Klein, Casey. Here is Barron. Coombs.
No problem.
Back with the scrum half. Here's Ty Byrne.
12 rule.
And Yaki leaves him. Oh, it's gone loose. And backwards, Jared Butler picks up the loose ball. Where's that one going to bounce? Connacht still under a bit of pressure. Caelan Blade doesn't want to get isolated straight in front of his own post, but he's done enough to recycle it. There for Ulton Delan. Here's the try scorer, Paul Boyle. They want to get rid of this ball if they can. Options to try and kick it.
Use it!
Carty is standing right behind Caelan Blade. Here he is.
Okay, hold him front.
Almost got blocked down.
Good night.
And that's going to find touch.
Yeah, but he got good purchase on it with under huge pressure, just outside that 22. The game is swinging from one end to the other. I think Rory Scannell is in trouble here.
Guys,
took a bang to the head. It's a head injury assessment for him.
So Dan Goggins going to come in his place.
Yeah, Goggin had another who had a good game in Parky Scarlets last week.
Okay. Time on. How many lads? Let's
I
get in
just
and
feel
forward.
like Connacht to have that physical presence in midfield with Aki and Arnold. Munster, of course, missing Demi and Dialande. Who knows when they'll see him again with South Africa touring the Northern Hemisphere in November.
More! Okay, line on over. Don't collapse here.
Decent maul, isn't
it?
Connacht collapsed it, so it's penalty advantage to Munster. Joey Carberry leaves it for Goggin. First touch for him, straight off the bench and straight into the action.
Penalty advantage now.
Oh, it's knocked on. Go back for the penalty.
Yeah, Coombs just took his eye off the ball there, but no question that that maul was collapsed by Connacht.
22 collapse. Sorry. Not here, Peter. Not for me.
You mentioned the centres. Obviously, Tom Farrell is injured at the moment. Tom Daly's on the bench, so there's no shortage of centres options in Connacht at the moment.
No, there isn't. They've a huge amount of option. I thought Farrell and Daly started the season really well, but for once, practicality taken over. Normally you see Munster going to the corner. Here I think Peter O'Mahony just aware that Munster need to get their nose back in front again. Really powerful drive here
from where the penalty was, so you're probably back another 5.
You just see
back about 5, please.
One of the Connacht players diving in, taking out the legs of the
if you want to ask me, yeah.
Munster maul.
Yeah. There was one down here that happened, yeah.
Started in the right post, brought it in beautifully. Munster back in front.
No problem,
So no more fresh legs as well for Connacht, and Shane Delahunt is on.
Looks good to me now, Barry. Just let me know when we're good.
I think Rory Scannell gone as well through that HI. Abraham Papali'i, we'll see his big ball carry now. Such an explosive forward.
Yeah, he's a big man, isn't
he? He is. You know, he came out of rugby league, and it took him a while, I think, just to get used to the angles, the body height, certainly in the tackle. He saw a couple of red cards in his first season, which didn't help.
Oh, that's a card. That's going to be a card.
Yeah.
That was dangerous.
But man, he was.
It's okay, guys. Just jumped into it in the air.
It's just a penalty.
Okay, back you go, please. Yeah.
Oh, he looked a bit worse. We're on the far side of the pitch here, just from this angle. It looked like he was taken out, but let's have a look at it here.
Yeah, good hang time on the kick. This is Hansen coming just right in underneath him. Never in a position to compete for the ball. Was never even put his hands up. You know, I've seen cards given for that.
Yeah, time's off.
The crowd don't agree.
So Jean Klein is gone, and Denny Wycherley is in. Jean Klein speaking this week to the press, Donald, about what he went through after the World Cup selection by Joe Schmidt in 2019 when he was picked ahead of Devon Toner, and some of the treatment he received on social media. He came off social media. He said he had to learn just to not read what was written and said about him, but he said it was pretty tough on him and his family.
Yeah, I could understand that. He did take a lot of abuse, and personally I thought Devon Toner was very unlucky to be left out of that World Cup
he was.
squad.
Doesn't change the abuse that he got.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's the thing with social media, isn't it?
Yeah. You're a big fan of Facebook and all those TikTok.
Yeah. Don't start.
So on the far side, it'll be to Munster. Connacht want them to get on with it. 20 minutes to play, 2 points to gap.
Yeah, it's just that third quarter is kind of a bit flat, isn't it? Munster exerting all the pressure for the opening 7 or 8 minutes. Connacht now back into the game. Nothing to do between them.
Nice take from Ty Byrne there. Here's Cloutey. Look at him changing the angle of attack. Brought down by Abraham Papali'i. There's the kick from Casey, loads of time here for Hansen. He's going to use this one inside his 22.
Stop Green.
And
Okay,
he finds a safe touch, probably the right option.
Yeah, he was under pressure. He'd
time
no
off.
other option really.
Number 9. No, number 9.
Let's go down pitch side. Murray Kinsler standing by.
Yeah, we've essentially got a 20-minute little game here ahead of us where the finishers, as Eddie Jones calls them, the replacements, as we've commonly called them, are massive in this game. Papa Lee coming on with his huge ball-carrying impact. You saw Wycherley come on, he's going to add some dynamism, and Jack O'Donoghue's been in brilliant form as well. So those guys, including Marmion, as we've just seen now, are going to be really pivotal in deciding this one.
Absolutely, and Marmion, not a bad replacement to bring as well. Big hoof ahead by Delahunt is an awkward one for Conway. What about that for a spiral kick from the hooker? Shane Delahunt is just on the pitch.
22, it's a green ball.
Look at that.
Oh, I think he enjoyed that, did he?
He got is he the first hooker to get a 50-22?
Sure, well, it's a real Gaelic football kick, isn't it? I mean, in fairness, I guarantee you he played Gaelic as a young fella. What a bounce. Look at him, he just let loose. Andrew Conway thought he had it, but the bounce of a rugby ball, that's an incredible bounce. And of course, he gets to throw in the ball now as well for his efforts.
I'm willing to put a good bit of money that he's the first hooker to win a successful 50-22 for his team. And he's going to throw the line out here. He's got to hit the target and give Connacht the platform. That wasn't straight. And what? An unnecessary error. After all that good work, he just, I think, got carried away with it.
Yeah, just needed to calm down, bring down the pulse before he threw in the ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought was okay. So guys, it's outside the 22. Correct. Outside. Sorry lads. Yeah, sorry. It's inside. Sorry lads. Yeah, it was a 50-22. Sorry lads. Craig, my mistake. It's inside.
Stephen Archer sharp there.
113 tackles made by Connacht, 61 for Munster.
Yeah, that's it. That's, I think, just a sign of the pressure that Munster put them under. But Connacht defence has been pretty impressive.
Crouch.
Big question now is, will it take it over the legs in the last 18 minutes?
Set. Square. Don't go in 3.
Penalty. The new front row win a penalty for Munster, and it's a big one.
Yeah, well, I think Munster have had the edge, even though we haven't had a huge amount of scrums in the game. Munster have had the edge overall, and certainly that full replacement front row, buoyed by their excellent performance last week against the Scarlets, just seizing their moment to shine. You just see it there, getting that momentum early on, and I think Connacht just folding in. Finlay Bealham on the tight head side, just turning in, and that's his last action in the game, I think.
So Finlay Bealham goes off, and Jack Ainger comes in. Munster win the line out. Casey, beautiful pass to Carberry, giving him loads of room on the outside there. Goggin, strong carry.
Again, just messy, not controlling the ball.
Clearly forward.
Bit of a Peter Stringer pass there from Casey, wasn't it, to find Carberry? It's just a pity that Goggin knocked it on.
Yeah, again, just these small little errors. They killed Munster in the first half.
Different player, just stay straight. Last
Good ball off the top. Great pass there from Casey. Just here, just needed to place the ball. Yeah, I think it just came off the foot of Andrew Conway.
Crutch. Bind. Set. Stay up one. Stay up. Stay off his arm. Use it. Go away.
Carty.
It's inside the 50.
It's going to let this one bounce, Mike Haley. Got away with it.
That's outside the 22. Just stop.
Little show from Carty. Dangerous one. Gets it out to Porch. Lovely step from Porch, trying to accelerate away from Wycherley. It's there from Marmion. Deland this time. Connacht holding on to the ball.
First man, play.
And look at that, they've just lost it.
Tyburn, brilliant turnover from him.
Casey, dummy kick from him. Nowhere to go though.
Take him back.
Back there goes Porch. He's going to have to deal with this one. Is it going to go dead? It is, it's a pity.
Well, that was a trademark Tyburn steal. You could just feel he's, you know, after the Lions tour, came off the bench in the first and the second test. Just feeling his way back into rugby at the moment, just there, bided his time, great turnover.
Yeah.
So scrum going to pack down once again.
Lads,
obviously a huge day for Stephen Archer.
But you could be higher as well.
Donald, 233rd appearance for Munster, so equals the record with Peter Stringer, which is quite an achievement.
Kieran?
Yeah, I think what's that, in the top
Kieran,
3 or 4 of Munster appearances now, and you know, he's been one of those guys for the last 13 years. He goes about his business, and he's been an absolute rock in that Munster squad for a long period of time. Had a couple of caps for Ireland a few years ago.
Here's Papa Lee taking 2, 3 to bring him down. That's an example of what he can do, but look at the ball ripped away from him. Joey Carberry on the ground with it. An out half taking it away from a back row forward. You don't see it as Lockman can't hold on to it. And Carty this time. Connacht going to play it. Papa Lee wants to hang on to it this time. Over the 10-metre line he goes.
Rock,
there
release,
from Marmion.
release.
A little bit slower than he wants, but it's still possession. Arnold. Tackle still going in. Carty. Porch. Marmion again. Looking for runners outside him. In behind the Carty. Butler. Tackle by Archer this time. Where's that ball?
No left.
Connacht still have it. O'Halloran. Marmion again. Barron with the hit. Has to roll away, and he did so. Did that go forward? It did. Surely it did. Whistle goes.
Yeah, just Papa Lee just getting ahead of himself. Needed to hold his depth a little bit more. He's made a big impact since he's come on, but excitement got the better of him there.
He's not offside. Should the player knock it on then passes the guy on the ground?
Yeah, Clute has had a big game.
Who we got there? Sorry, yeah, you got someone.
Yeah, what a shift he's put in. Man of the match last week, and he has to be up there as well among consideration as Jack O'Donoghue comes in.
Time off, fellas. Fired right.
He's had a good start to the season as well, Donald.
Yeah, he has, but he's always a consistent performer. I thought he was really good last week again in Scarlet's, captained the side.
Fair to say, in the last 2 years in particular, he's put on a lot of muscle onto his frame. I remember when he was in under-20s and he kind of came through from the academy system. There was a lot thought of Jack O'Donoghue. Took a couple of years for him to kind of find his feet, but he really has grown physically.
Yeah, he has, but look, there's always been massive competition for places in that Munster back row, indeed in all 4 provinces. You look at the quality on offer available to Andy Farrell, picking his Irish squad this week, of course. No, I mean, Jack O'Donoghue has always been a consistent performer in that red jersey right across the back row. He's played 6, 7 and 8.
Yeah,
that's why he's such a valuable squad member. Captained the squad as well on a number of occasions. But this game is just hanging in the balance really, and it's you know, it's a one mistake, one little flash of brilliance from somebody is going to decide it in the end. And you know, there's been very little between the sides in the last couple of games. 24-20 in that Rainbow Cup match, which in effect that win for Connacht destroyed Munster's chances. They thought they were in with a big run, first bit of silverware, but that defeat opened the door for Benetton, who of course went on and beat the Bulls in the final.
So this one, anyone's to win. 11.5 minutes to play in Thomond Park.
Can use it!
Casey told to get on with it. Carberry, loads of room. Blocked down! This is going to shut up for Jack Carty, and what about this for Connacht? Joey Carberry blocked down by Carty, and Connacht in again.
Well, it's no more than Carty has deserved. I think he's had a really good game. Pressure on Joey Carberry there. The ball bounced up perfectly for him. And as that could be the decisive moment. I just said it a minute ago. One mistake, one bit of opportunism. That's exactly what we saw from both sides. Just Joey Carberry laboured a bit. Brilliant pressure from Jack Carty. Ball bounces up for him, right under the post.
What was Carberry thinking? He took an age down.
Yeah, he just took that 2 or 3 seconds too long, and Carty spotted his moment, put the pressure on, big block, jumped in the air, bounced perfectly. He'll have enjoyed that.
I tell you what, this guy's put his hand up for Andy Farrell, Donald. I mean, the conversation's almost clobbered by Bunty and Keys. He went to celebrate, but he's put his hand up. You know, when we're talking about Johnny Sexton still being the best 10, this guy now has to come into the reckoning for November.
Yeah, well, his issue has been sort of that lack of consistency. I mean, to be fair, I've mentioned it numerous times in the past, that game against Japan.
Yeah.
He actually had a brilliant first half. He was responsible for creating Ireland's opening 2 tries. Things went awry in the second half. He seemed to take that personally. Confidence was shattered. Lost his place to Conor Fitzgerald for a period last year. But he's come back and he's been superb tonight.
Now then, 18-13, Munster, what have you got left? 10 minutes to go.
That's a maul, don't claps.
Fitting Richley at the bottom, just making sure he was in the right position to be able to stay where he was, but the referee's blown the whistle and given a decision. It's a scrum to Munster.
And he doesn't have to move.
There you go, that's where knowing every law counts in your advantage. You didn't have to move from there.
Not a restart pick.
Just put the pressure on, and you know, that's a huge moment. Restarts, such an important aspect of the game for a lot of people. You know, the third set piece. Connacht haven't won the ball originally. Look at Wycherley, just gets his hands in around, hangs on. That could be a vital moment.
In fairness, he was looking straight at the referee to say, am I entitled to be here? The referee said, you are. And you play the referee.
Crunch!
There we go. Casey defeat.
Bind! Lads, we need better balance in that. We're not balanced. Okay, both of you, too much movement. We're happy in this ground, yeah? Let's go again, quick reset. Yeah, let's go. Too much movement, fellas. Steady, please, on bind. Let's go, lads. Let's go.
Big chance for that Munster replacement front row to put more pressure on here.
Bind.
Well, there's plenty of time left here, so penalty would be very kickable for Joey Carberry. Let's see what they can do in that front row. They got a penalty last time. That's better from Connacht. They lock it out better. It's at the back there.
Use it, both down.
With Coombs, it's gone down in case he told to get on with it. Here is Carberry. Wants to make amends, I'm sure. Trying to get past Carty. No room there.
It's there.
O'Mahony.
Okay, don't go in now.
Casey again to Barron. Connacht just fanning out. Have to make those first time tackles of Donoghue.
Okay, off it now.
Counter rock, a penalty straight in front of the post. That was unnecessary, really. And a quick tap is there from Coombs. Wasting no time, turning down the 3 points. Lockman. Munster pushing for tries. He's held up here, he's in trouble, told to let go. Casey, out it goes to Archer. 5 metres from the Connacht line now.
Advantage
now, they have another penalty, so Lockman gets it out. O'Donoghue tries the offload to Haley. They go back for the penalty. What do they do here? Do they take the 3?
No, it's not
put
here.
themselves in a penalty. They've got to go back for the right mark.
Well, there's plenty of time, 7 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm happy enough, yeah.
Problem is you take the kick and then you end up deep in your own half. So Peter O'Mahony has a decision to make. Talking about a scrum.
No, they're going to tap and go.
Okay, stay on your feet.
It's Diarmuid Barron with the ball. Connacht score from here at the other end of the pitch with Paul Boyle. Barron into a wall of green jerseys this time. Munster, it's all about composure here now. They know they can go through the phases. They've done this time and time again. It's gone down. Munster have an attacking scrum.
You've went over him. It's just an unplayable. Going forward.
More and more you see players now, teams going for that short tap penalty. Of course, you can only have one latch now, so it's not quite as dynamic as it was last season.
Owen Masterson in place of Ultan Talan then. Well, this is going to test the Connacht defence big time.
Yeah, but their scrum has been under pressure. Munster now with options scrum straight in front of the post, options left and right. Simon Zebo hasn't got a pass, I don't think, since the early minutes of the first half.
What a time to make your Connacht debut as well. Greg McGrath off the bench, Donald, with 7 minutes left to play at Thomond Park, defending and attacking scrum. Andy Friend obviously thinks he's well able for it.
Going forward. Water off,
Well, this guy, I think he had 3 appearances for Leinster, played for Lansdowne in the All-Ireland League, but this is going to test him.
It is going to test him. Greg McGrath against Stephen Archer. He's got to lock this one out. The crowd roaring Munster on.
Set.
It's gone straight down.
Okay, it's both of you. Height's got to be better this side. Okay, and
Well, the game's going to come down to this, isn't it?
Okay, Emma, come. Yeah.
What a moment. What a game we've had.
Yeah, look, it's been a real derby game. It hasn't been the prettiest, but it's been incredibly physical. Massive commitment from both sides. Nothing to separate them. And once again, it's going to the wire. I just see Dan Goggin just communicating with Simon Zebo. He's far out on the left. Connacht have 3 defenders on that side.
Right. Fine. Set.
Casey with the feeds. Munster try and get a nudge here. It's at the back with Coombs. We know he knows how to score. The pass is high to Keith Earls. They can only take it really standing.
He's not on ball. He's not on ball. Leave it now.
So loses the momentum there, but it's still back on the Munster side. 4.5 minutes to play.
No! Let it go, Green.
Connacht.
Let it go.
They can keep Munster out here. Coombs again. Has Lockman on his shoulder. There's the pick from Tyke Byrne. Runs straight into McGrath. Archer.
Out 7!
Munster just trying to suck in those Connacht defenders. Connacht keeping their shape and their discipline in. Not committing too many players to the ruck as well.
Okay, step here, 16. Step. Step Green. Step.
Another tackle goes in. This time Jared Butler.
Yeah, ball was out.
And he picks.
He's through the middle. Look.
Munster protect the ball. Tyke Byrne. They'll slip it on. Lockman.
No, release.
Wycherley this time.
Tackle, release, Green.
No room for him. Connacht defending for their lives here.
Okay, stay here.
As the clock ticks towards 77 minutes at Thomond Park. First inter-pro of the season. Advantage replayed to Munster for offside.
No advantage.
Out it goes. Shot to nothing from Haley here. Grubber kick through. They're going to go back for the penalty. Well, they've kind of buried their lot here, Donald. They fixed that they're going for this try, and they can't really turn around and take 3 points. They've wasted so much time.
No, you can see they're not going to change at this stage. It's going to be another pick and drive, I would imagine.
Offside has been on. Okay, stay on your feet, Red.
There's the tap from Barron. Again, Connacht make the tackles. 2.5 minutes to play. Munster must score.
No, Green, no.
Coombs this time. Can he get there? He's almost at the line.
Offside.
Penalty advantage again for Connacht. They don't want to lose a player to the bin. Every pair counts. Barron! Barron has done it for Munster.
Restart here, guys. Yeah. 77-45.
Well, it was coming, wasn't it? I mean, they just couldn't hold out. Pressure, relentless pressure. Heroic defence from Connacht in the end, but Diarmuid Barron, just that pass off Jack O'Donoghue, just identifying Barron that 1 yard out. Heartbreaking for Connacht.
79-15.
Opportunistic for Munster, but the pressure was coming, and Barron gets his reward. Superb last week in Scarlets,
And
Well,
exactly where you
I'd
are,
say
Joey.
Barron's done it for Munster. He's
Okay,
levelled the
hang on,
game. Joey Carberry can kick them ahead here. It's similar enough to his last one, which he had no problem with.
No, it's
And
fine.
this
That's when the
is
kick has to be
absolutely
taken back.
huge. Here we go, Carberry, no problem. Flags go up, 20 points to 18, 1 minute to play.
Well, they still have a chance, still have a lifeline. Great conversion under pressure from Joey Carberry. Barron finishing that off. 1 minute, can Connacht steal it?
It's not over yet.
Okay.
Connacht need to get the ball back here. Carty, beautiful high hanging. That's the perfect restart, but look at the claim from Finney Mitchell. It was like LeBron James going up that ball. Brilliant by the big man. 40 seconds to see this one out from Casey.
No, 7! Release!
Oh, come on! Weasel! I got low!
Use it!
Casey to Lockman. Connacht offside there, surely. They need that ball back. I don't think they're going to get a chance here. Munster will eat this one up all day long. Coombs, two-handed, still going forward.
Tackle!
Last 5 seconds.
Use it!
There's the 80. It's all over. Munster take the honours in the first inter-pro of the season. What a game we had, Donald Lennon. Your player of the match as well, please.
Yeah, it was an incredible game, really. And look, Chris Cloutey, outstanding for Munster. I don't often give the player of the match to someone who ends up on the losing side. But over the course of the 80 minutes, for me, I think Jack Carty has been the most influential player. And he is my URC player of the match.
Fantastic game, a brilliant contest. It went all the way down to the wire. And, well, what a battle. Final score here at Thomond Park. Munster 20. Connacht 18.
Well, that was a battle.